Welcome back to another episode of A View from Section C. Episode 17. Larso, we're still here. We're still
We're
going.
still here. We're still
Nobody's
here.
moaned yet.
Well, maybe they've moaned, but they've just no moaned at our faces.
Just
So
no
if they
moaned
done
at
a keep, if
faces.
they done a moan at our faces, then we're just going to keep spouting pish. It's as simple as that.
So yeah, episode 17, and it's going to be another action-packed episode 17. Quite a lot to get through from the first weekend of hockey that we had with the Clan double-header, and the resulting meltdown.
Meltdown.
And then we'll have a quick review of Giants and Blaze from last weekend, and then a preview of this Friday's game again at home at the Coventry Blaze, and then the away doubleheader at the weekend against the Flames, and again the Blaze.
Yep.
So we may as well start with our Clan doubleheader.
Away game.
The Saturday night. So I bought the webcast. Stoney was over, so we bought.
Yeah, thanks for the invite. That was good. It was good to catch up with you. Twat.
Did you want to be in the house with Bairns running around screaming?
No.
Thought so.
No.
So,
listen, Shannon could have went out for the night.
So, Glasgow Clan away. Got off to a very poor start. Going 3-0 down. Goals from Mitch Jones at 14:09. Braylon Schmier with a double, 18:37, and then 21:03. Sebastian Benson, again, jumping in with the goals. Top goal scorer for the Stars this season, 21:14, assisted by Poirier and Moore. Gabriel Desjardins with a goal at 38:45, assisted by Sebastian Benson and Timo Lahtinen. We equalised, 49:47, again through Gabe, assisted by Ozils and Poirier. We then go and take a ridiculous too many men penalty with a minute to go, and then 59-16 on the power play. That greeting face, Laporte, assisted by Colton Yellowhorn.
We'll speak about the twat. We'll speak about the twats when we start speaking about the M game during their meltdown.
Yes.
But I was devastated. When I seen the score coming through, and we were behind. We got a goal back. Then what was it? 2-0 it went, 2-1, 3-1, then to 3-3. However it went, 3-0 down, 3-0. And then it went 3-1. That's it. It was a quick goal at 3-1, and then we get back to 3-0. And I'm thinking, you know what? I'd be delighted to go overtime here. And if we get beaten overtime, then yeah, we get beaten overtime, or even if we get the penalties. Yeah. At the back of my mind, I kept thinking, this is another game that the Welsh wall is going to get us through regulation without getting bit.
So that's his
44 seconds to go. Bang.
Yeah. So again, I think the performance, the first period, I don't think we were at the races yet. I think it was a bad performance in the first period. Just we weren't at the races, and Clan, to be honest with you, weren't much better. They just took their two chances that they had to go 2-0 up. They go 3, and I think when that third one goes in, we realise, we need to get going here. Quick goal from Seb, tails are up, get the second, get the equaliser, and then that penalty, man. The thing was, right, we'd been caught with that too many men the week previous when the puck came fired towards our bench again, and we got called for the too many men. And I think it's Garrigan on this one skates back towards the bench because he goes to pass it, but he doesn't pass it because he realises we're changing. But I think it was Haas is standing on the ice, jumped the bench a bit early. The D-man's still miles away from the bench. And the linesman doesn't need to call it, but we've gave him the opportunity to call it. And it's too many men.
That's the thing. It's probably got to be one of the most frustrating calls in ice hockey is it is too many men. But to get caught at that particular moment in time is an absolute killer. And we've been there for 59 minutes playing a decent game, as you say. We were behind, we get back in the game, and the tails are up. And then to get called on a too many men is that's that's a killer for me. Yeah. See if you get called for and whatever classifies as a normal penalty, whether it's hooking, tripping, slashing, things like that, then you think, okay, but not too many men.
Even then, your slashing and your tripping penalties, they're lazy penalties as well. But the too many men, that's just a basic hockey error.
Yeah, but, and that's what it is. And what happens is the capital is on it. And there's no enough time.
No,
there isn't really.
2 periods out of 1 were in favour of us. That first period we weren't there yet. 2 periods on us. We definitely deserved the point. Shot ourselves in the foot with it, and then I'm thinking coming back in our rink the next night on the telly. I'm thinking, God, are we going to be down after conceding so late and losing a point?
Yeah.
Potentially losing 2, because I honestly think we would have went on to win the game. But yeah, it was disappointing. So yeah, no points, deflated.
Yeah, definitely.
Coming the next night, and we're thinking, okay, we need to do this. We need to get our 2 points. And what I'm going to do is, for those of you that are watching it on YouTube, I think this picture pretty much sums up the game and the result.
Yeah.
Mr. Calvis Ozols.
Yeah.
What a performance. What a performance. So, a quick goal, and we said it the other week, we were walling up to get a goal the other week just because there's been a lot of negativity, and, it's just, there's been nothing really there from him yet, but Quinn O'Brien, or Ryan O'Brien as I like to call him, scored 3:36, assisted by Alex Rongier. Great to see him back again. Absolutely loving having him back in the squad. And Chris Ingalls. Colton Yellowhorn equalised at 11:48. Then Braylon Schmear again, 15:28. Power play goal equalised by us. Charlie Combs assisted by Ozils and Bengtson at 19:54, and it was needed at that point.
Definitely. Yeah, definitely.
I think we were down a bit at the end of that first period, but we got that power play goal to get going again. And then another power play goal. Calvis Ozils with his Conor McGregor swagger, assisted by Charlie Combs, Spencer Dorwich. Colton Yellowhorn with his rendition of Ozils' Conor McGregor swagger when he scored at 50:03 on the power play. Then another power play goal, and another power play goal, and another power play goal from Calvis Ozils, Gabriel Desjardins, and Kyle Haas between 52:47 and 59:57 when the Glasgow Clan had an absolute meltdown. And when we say meltdown, that's what we've called this next segment. It is a meltdown. It wasn't a meltdown. It was a complete meltdown.
It was an absolute meltdown.
It's the worst meltdown I've seen at an ice rink in a long time. And I think the last one that was that bad had to have been Sylvain Cloutier.
So, yeah.
That was the worst. That was the best meltdown up until Mr. Cameron there.
I actually think now, right, that the Clan have actually overtaken Cloutier's meltdown, because Cloutier really just went on a meltdown himself. That was it.
Yeah.
But the Clan meltdown started with the coach, and then it just worked its way through the team. I think it ended up with about 3 or 4 of them getting abusive official misconducts at the end. So, I think even the backup netminder got it, and he never even played.
No, Saul, Jones, Wah, and Laporte. So 4 of them kicked out for abusive official.
Yeah.
And McLaughlin
got
said something when he went on the ice after it. And it was also seemingly noted on the game sheet about Mr. Cameron making a hand gesture towards the officials. And I think we all saw what that hand gesture was.
I seen the hand gesture was. Not today, that was it. It was as if he was punching his hand, as if to say, the referee, I'm going to waste you.
You're getting it.
What an absolute tool. Honestly, what an absolute tool. Okay. Someone tells me that their expectations are that high that it's got to him now. Right now, listen, there's nothing stopping them fading into Dundee and going to the Final Four. Right, they've been sort of written off most of the season. They're still on about it. It depends on who they get in the playoffs. They're more than capable of winning in Glasgow. Their away form is a bit ropey, to be fair to them. It is a bit ropey. I wouldn't want to get them in the playoffs.
No.
I'd rather keep away from them. If we both of us got through, I'd like to keep away from them.
I don't think. We'd only get them if we got to the Final Four. I think. I don't think we wouldn't get them in the quarters unless we both finished 4th and 5th somehow.
Unless we suddenly go 4th or 5th.
Yeah.
So they are. Listen, they're a good side, right? But I think with the coach, he leads through the bench, right? And the behaviour of him really just fed right through the team.
Listen,
we complain about referees, right? And referees are always shy when you get bet. And when you win, the referees are great, right? But I'll be honest with you, I never actually thought the referees were that bad that I went on that as much of a meltdown as it did.
Pavel and Fox genuinely had a good game. I think there was one or two missed calls on either side.
Yeah.
But they tried to let it flow. But the calls that, like this whole embellishment, right? I went back and watched the highlights. And I watched every penalty that was called.
Yeah.
There's not one of them you could say was an embellishment. Like every one of them, there was a slash. And Paul Adey said it. Paul Adey and Murph. And as much as I hate the two of them and their commentating abilities, the two of them had said that, the penalties were there to be called. Like the interference on Rongier that they were all up in arms about. The guy comes across, takes away his lane.
Yeah, takes away his lane. That's it.
It's
like the one that got me was the one near the end when I was screaming to Omar to get Haas on the ice because at that point they lost.
That's what I was waiting to say.
So then Waltz goes in to Combs. Combs is facing him, right? And he goes in, cross-checks him,
and it's right up.
And he complains that he throws his cell on the board.
And he follows through on it.
And he follows through. Now, listen to the commentating, because like you, I watched back. I just fast forward to other instance, to be honest with you. And Paul Adey says that. He says, what on earth is this guy complaining about?
I know.
Why is he complaining?
As
a cross-check all day long. Yeah. And at that point, I'm thinking, we really need to get Kyle on the ice because I thought they were going to start taking liberties. They didn't. Omar never put him on straight away. But then I think they take another penalty and then he puts him on. And it's like, right, this is the message now being sent. He's got free range. If you start, I'm letting him loose.
Yeah.
What made it funnier though was he then snipes in right in the top corner, which made it even funnier.
Hold on, what is it there?
The guns were out.
The celebrations is what I think.
I love it.
I think the reason they lost it was Ozil's celebrations.
Yeah.
That got to them. Cameron was going mental at him when he gave him the heavyweight belt.
Yeah. Listen,
rightfully so.
Fuck him. You can imagine, right? Look what we've
I'd be raging if that was against us.
Exactly. Jamal Watson done it to us. Oh my God, I was wanting to rip his head off. But that's, come on, it's shite house right at the top level, is it?
Yeah.
And
yeah, definitely.
He didn't go out. He got interviewed about it. He might learn from it, right? But he done it. It was just something that it's a spur of the moment thing. He's in the game. It was a massive point in the game. He scores and then scores again. So what? There it is, yeah. I can live in the dream. The heavyweight belt coming out just topped it off.
Yeah,
now, I must admit,
have a wee bit of a disappointment with Derek Black and not getting a picture of him doing the belt sign either, though. That was disappointing.
I must admit, if Savvy Yellowhorn had never done the stride when he scored.
Oh,
and I think Ozil's giving it the heavyweight belt. I think Ozil's the hands are in the air or something. That's it.
Yeah.
But he's come back with the celebration that he come out with, and he's thought, okay, I'll have to think of someone else. If I score again, and he come out with it, and it was if to say, yeah, I could do this all day if I want to.
And we'll come back to this clan meltdown in a second, but just to go on about Ozil's, what a pickup he's been. Yeah. You know, considering I think a few were fearing the worst when we saw the kind of the elite prospect side of it. You know, on paper,
stats.
big guy, stats not really great. You know, maybe just a solid stay-at-home D-man, but this guy could play hockey. He could jump in when he needs to. He could pass a puck. His skating ability is pretty decent. There's the only part of him that I want more from is his physicality. He's got such a big size to him. It's just to be into the board and you're like, go through him. Like, you've got the size, do it. But listen, he's been a steady D man. That first game we were all a bit ropey on him, but found his feet well and quick. And
he seems to have fitted in really well with the guys as well. And also with the fans. There's always a bit of banter at the end. He's always waving at the fans. He's always at you. They're banging the drum at the end, and so he's thoroughly enjoying himself, which will certainly help him settle as well.
Yeah,
but definitely a good pickup, and as you say, for that bomb. Now listen, not every one of those one-timers will go in. Teams will read it, right? Teams will read it. It's what he can do, because if they read it, he's got to be quick thinking. And he's got to then maybe pass it back across the blue line or put it down low. He has to change it up. But keep going for it. Doesn't he hit the net every time, as long as he either hits the net or hits the goalie. Yeah. Because it causes absolute mayhem.
And the thing is, if they're expecting that shot from him, there's going to be a gap somewhere. They're overplaying him. And you look how much success. I'm not comparing him to this player, but you look at Ovechkin. Right?
Yeah.
And you look at the amount of times he scores that one-timer on the power play for years.
Yeah.
And they still try and get too close. And when they do get too close, it opens up your backstrums and your Kuznetsovs and that. So, without a doubt.
So when you look at it for us, you then go back around the opposite side. What is on the opposite side? Bengtson.
Yeah.
And it's getting put down to him for a one-timer.
Yeah.
And Seb could snipe for there all day long as well. So could Coles.
Yep. And then, as we say, and then they rotate that with Charlie. So there's plenty of goal scorers on that power play.
Definitely.
And it's good to see. Okay, there was a lot of 5-on-3s there, but it was good to see so many power play goals in a game for us.
But the meltdown was outstanding. His interview
seemingly over 100 penalty minutes.
Yeah, outstanding.
But I was just about to come on to that. So I've got 2 quotes from him now.
Okay.
If you kick a dog too many times, eventually it will explode.
Yeah. So the question on that then, right, is how does he know a dog will explode? So he must have done it. So the boy liked kicking ducks.
Yeah. And then fast forward a week later.
Hold on now, I'm putting fingers in ears for this bit, right? Getting
1 point is like kissing your sister. It's better than nothing.
So listen, Junior, the only thing that comes to mind for me with that, right? And I know there's some Fifers listening, right? But I think he's touting himself for the Flyers job next year already, right? If he's speaking
getting rid of Todd and bringing him in.
That's what it is, because he kisses his sister.
Getting 1 point is like kissing your sister. It's better than nothing.
I'm telling you now. Laura Duff will be sitting listening to this, calling us for it.
Duffy will be on there, yeah. But yeah, honestly, now obviously that first quote was in his interview, and that was, and you know what, I'm going to call this out because there was a lot of stuff on social media to say that it didn't happen, and it did. Malcolm Cameron crossed the line on Sunday night in the game and after the game. He told a woman to go and slim fast, and that woman, I think, probably would have knocked him out if she'd got down to him.
Yeah, I give you that.
And he also offered a fan to go out after the game as well, which the fan was, I think, would have obliged to do it. Cameron also went down and confronted Omar and seemingly was shoving Omar. Now, I didn't see that. However, there was fans in the stands that did see it. And it was all because our players were diving. Imagine getting yourself that worked up. I know it's a professional sport, and I know that's his job to win games, but to get yourself that worked up over a game of hockey, to go down to another coach and push him and offer a fan outside and tell a woman to get on slim fast. You know what I mean? Like, absolute tool.
Yeah. Now, this is a guy I've coached over 1,800 games. Right? So,
and kicked the dog.
And kicked the dog and kisses his sister. Right? If he's got an issue with what happened on the ice, yeah, take it up with the league.
Take it to the league, exactly.
It's no Omar's fault, right? What is Omar going to do? Omar's not going to say anything. And I really take my hat off to Omar because he had a couple of difficult questions in his after game interview, and he steered away from it. He kept away from it and just said he felt the team played well. The first period he felt we were lucky to come out at level, but then after that, we had a lot of power plays, and that's how I say he never got into it. However, I think the only thing that he did say was that happened to us against Belfast.
That's what I say. Exactly.
Last time we were on the TV, it was near enough the opposite, right? We got into penalty trouble, and did Omar throw the dummy at the pram? Did Omar go and kick Doug's and want to kiss his sister and stuff like that? I don't think so.
He maybe did want to kiss his sister. You never know. But
it's absolutely ludicrous. And you could understand why his players behaved the way they did if that's how he coaches.
You know what? It's like we've always said in basketball and stuff. Like when we coach, if the coach is gone, the team is gone. You know, if the coach keeps their composure, the team the team would tend to keep the composure.
I'm laughing at that because I think back. Totally agree with you. Says the boy they got kicked out the hall when coaching.
One game.
But this
it was justified. It was justified. The refs were shite.
Definitely.
And I kicked the dog when I got him. But I didn't kiss my sister.
The good thing is I've not got a sister to kiss. But coaches get involved in it, and there's a time and a place. But when the whistles went, it's the heat of the moment, right? And you can't get away from that. It's the heat of the moment. But when the whistle goes, the buzzer goes at the end of the game at the hockey, the game's finished. There's nothing you could do. The only place you could take it is to the league. Yeah. Ask the league to look into the referees if they want to, whatever. I've said it to you. I really like the guy Fox. I think, I honestly think he's like, and people criticise me for saying this, he's like a young Toby Craig. He doesn't give a shit.
Yeah.
He's no got favourites. He's got no sort of allegiance to any team. He treats every player the same. He treats every coach the same. Mm-hmm. And I really like the guy. Yeah, I really like the guy.
So we said on the last episode that we would be happy splitting that weekend. And effectively what we did. We should have probably came away with 3, but split the weekend. Move on to Giants and Blaze. So Belfast Giants, the first time that I would say we kind of lost convincingly for a while. Goals from Jordan Boucher, 156. Power play goal by Mark Cooper at 4:36. Our boy JJ Picanich at 14:26. 3-0 down end of the first in Belfast. You're always going to be up against it for the rest of the game. Seb pulled one back for assisted by Sonch and Latin at 37:04. And then an unassisted goal again for JJ at 43:26, giving Belfast the 2 points and probably what was a deserved victory for them.
I think there's anything you can say about that. 3-0 down, right? for me, the only positive is you're 3-0 down after 14 minutes and you only lose 4-1.
And it's only a 4-1 game, yeah.
Yeah.
It could have been worse, especially with them coming off the back of just winning the Challenge Cup a couple of 3 nights before. So, I wasn't. Me personally, I wasn't expecting too much going into Belfast. And you know what? I saw a lot of people saying this on the Star supporters pages on Facebook that I wasn't really expecting too much in Belfast, and a lot of people criticised, saying, "Well, why not? We should be taking them." Listen. Oh, baby snoring there.
Did you hear?
I heard that. Listen, you're going into Belfast against the best. They are the best team in the league right now, followed by us, I would say. But they are the best team in the league. They're at the top for a reason. They've won the Challenge Cup for a reason. They're on a high. 4-1 in Belfast. It's not the worst of results.
It's not the greatest result, but it's certainly not the worst result. For me, I probably felt more worse for the fans that went across.
Yeah, there was a bit of a fall and went down.
Yeah, and
Ali couldn't get though. Ali's got COVID, so he couldn't get.
I felt really bad for these guys. They'd obviously put a lot of money up. A lot of them went fancy dress. It was a sort of party weekend for them in Belfast, and to be 3-0 down after 14 minutes is an absolute sickener. Absolute sickener for certainly for these guys. It's bad enough for the players, but these guys are wanting to go across. If it had been closer and the game had been probably a wee bit more exciting, or if it was 4-1 and they broke away in the third, then they're involved in it. Yeah. I was speaking to Ryan and he said, well, we're not at the races, Well, we're not at the races. Certainly the first period anyway.
And let's be honest, right? The fans, okay, they'd be disappointed, but let's be honest, Ryan and Sandy and Hockey Grand would have been absolutely pissed. So they've probably just enjoyed their weekend anyway. And then just made it back for the main part.
The second period,
the main part of the game. So they were waiting coming in for the second period on the Sunday. But they came in just as we started scoring.
Yeah.
So Coventry Blaze at home on the Sunday. They went 1-0 up after 3 minutes through Yanni Cavallati. I thought, God, here we go. It's going to be one of these games with Coventry again. And it kind of was one of those games with Coventry again, where they got that 1-0 lead and just sat in. But thankfully, Sebastian Bengtsson again, assisted by Timmy Lattinen, and another assist for Mr. Moore at 29:32. And then Philippe Songe for the game winner, assisted by Kyle Haas and Charlie Combs at 33-31. So only a 2-1 game. To be honest with you, it was a deserved win. I think we dominated the game, but the more people I spoke to as well agreed with, it just felt flat. Like it was like two teams that didn't want to lose, but didn't really want to get that extra bit. We got that 2-1 lead, and I think we were still dominant and we were still had chances to score, and Mott kept them in the game, but there was no real sense of urgency from either team. It was just like trading a couple of blows here and there.
For me, it was Coventry games that we've seen in the past where they've opened the scoring, and then the netminder stood on his head for a while. And let's not take anything away for the Welsh wall. He kept us in it, even at 1-0. They did have a couple of good grade A chances, and he kept us in it. We then get the goal. We then get the goal, and then we get the quick goal after it. And I'm thinking, there's only one winner here. But then I start thinking, as the game's going on, they're going to sneak someone near the end here. This is the way the game's going, as usual with these guys, that they're going to sneak it near the end.
Yeah.
Luckily, they never. And I think it was a deserved win. At this point of the season, I'm not caring really how we play.
No, I don't
as long as we win.
I don't care.
You've got to get the wins on the board. And, we'll go on to speak about the weekend coming up. We've got 3 games this weekend. We've got 3 games the following weekend. And I think it's something like, we've got 12 games left.
We've got 12 games left, and we've got 3 triple headers.
Yeah. and we've only got 4 games at home. 8 games are on the road.
Yeah.
So
it's a lot
not,
to play for.
Yeah, and it's not over and done with yet. We could still miss it.
No.
Because we're on the road a lot.
Yeah. But no, as you say, I think Danny Stewart got that 1-0 lead and played the short benched Newcastle Vipers game that they played for that long.
Yeah.
But just before Danny killed the Vipers. He did. But yeah, it was it was a convincing win for us still though. Although I say that there was no urgency from either team, it was a convincing win. I didn't feel threatened by Coventry at all. Maybe till the last minute when they pulled Mott. And might I add, right? I watched the highlights back, and we don't criticise referees at this club.
But you're going
we're team stripes, okay?
Yeah.
However,
but you're going to criticise them.
I want to find out from Mr. Halas where he got the 2 seconds from to go back on the clock. Yeah. So I watched the highlights and I've took screenshots and I sent it to Stoney. Coventry have the puck along the boards at 1.5 seconds on the clock. Britton then makes a save at 0.9 on the clock.
Yeah.
Where did the 2 seconds come from?
Maybe added them together.
Oh, Pavel had a nightmare on that one. So if you're listening, give us a shout in the next home game and tell us what you got those 2 seconds.
That was when you got the 2 seconds for.
I don't blame it, to be fair, because 9 out of 10 times we never stop the clock quick enough anyway, and it continues to run, or it doesn't start. But yeah, 2 points is what we needed. 4 points out of the 8. I think we probably would have took it.
50%. But probably took that.
And we say it, you win your home games.
Win the home games.
So
the problem we've got now, though, we've got 4 games
win the away games.
We've got to win the away games,
There's a few close though.
I keep looking round now because we've started speaking about kicking Doug's. Look, and the Doug's woke up. She's not happy. Right? Guest appearance. So if anybody's watching it, there's baby for everybody. Right, and she'll not be happy now.
So, Larzo, when we rounded off the last podcast episode, what did I say? I'll see you in 2 weeks' time when we're sitting in 5th place.
Yeah.
And I was correct. So, Stars, nicely poised, sitting there in 5th place.
Oh, see, if we could finish there.
I know.
If we could finish there, Nottingham home and away, I would take that every day of the week.
Yeah, so 41 points out of 42 games. Again, close to that 50%, the points percentage.
Yeah.
So Glasgow Clan on 6th place, 41 points, having played a game extra. So we've got a game in hand on them. Guildford beat Fife last night by 4 goals to 2.
Never even knew they were playing.
No, I know. So put them at 40 points, having played 2 games extra. They're a point behind us, having played 2 games extra. Coventry, big win over them. So they are now level on games with us and 3 points behind. And Manchester, sitting at 36, having played 3 games more. And Fife, having played 3 games more, are 10 points behind us, which is great to see.
I think their season's maybe on its course, to be honest with you.
I think it has. But again,
I must admit though, they will have a say in who gets there and who doesn't get there now.
Yeah,
I think we've got them 3 times, I think.
Yeah. One at home, 2 at home.
No, I think I thought we were on the road twice with them. And we've got 1 at home.
We'll need to double check that. I thought it was twice at home, but
no, because I think we're away. I think we're in Fife next weekend. Not this weekend coming, but the following weekend. And then there's like a home and home thing where they're at home and then we're at home.
Yeah.
Something like that. So I'm fairly positive it's 2 away. So they will have a say in what happens. And Manchester, for me, are not out of it.
Larzo, I am correct.
We got them twice at home.
We got them twice at home, so we are away to them on the 9th, on the Saturday the 9th, at home to them on Sunday the 10th, and at home to them on Friday the 15th.
All right. Well, that's a bit of a bonus.
2 home games. And it's a bit of a bonus for us because obviously for having the fans and the atmosphere, and obviously, as Omar says, the guys play off the energy from the crowd. So massive. But one thing I just want to quickly point out in the standings is that I say that we were shy of goals for a while, and our goals for against our goals against was really bad. Like, it was a massive difference. But you look at it now, the goals for is 119 and the goals against 143. So there's not that much of a difference between goals for and goals against. But yes, big games coming up for us. And it's all teams there and thereabouts again.
Look, I'm really unprofessional, am I?
Honest to God.
She's ready to jump off a chair.
Well, I've got the shirt and everything on this week, looking a bit more professional for it. And
well, look at me, I've got a nice polo shirt on. The baby ready to jump off a chair.
Yeah. So, first of our triple header, of our 3 triple headers to end the season. Another game at home to the Coventry Blaze this Friday.
Yeah.
Away to Guildford Saturday, and then away to Coventry again on Sunday. So, Mr. Larzo, what is your thought? What's your game plan?
The game plan is win the home game. Yeah. Win the home game. Take a point on the road, minimum in Guildford and Coventry. 4 points minimum.
So 4 point.
4 points minimum.
Okay. Yeah.
And I'm going to be really up. I'm going to be really unprofessional. I want to get up because I'll need to go and lift the dog off the chair before I go and kick it.
Just make sure you didn't kiss your sister. But yeah, no, I agree. I would say that we need to get the win on the Friday, and then hopefully pick up a point in each game. If you lose one of them and win the other one, then it's a 4 point weekend. But I'm hoping, I'm the same as you. Get 4 points over the 3 games, especially with a home win. Me personally, I'd like to get. Obviously, you'd like to get all 6 points, but try and take a point from both those games to kind of keep pushing away from those. Okay, they're picking up a point, but you're still gaining that point on them. So, it's
definitely the home game is a must win. Listen, we'll probably sit and say this on every podcast at the end of the season now, that the home game must win. Home game must win. And that is. So we've got 4 home games left, so we must get 8 points out of that.
Yeah.
And then pick up as much as we can on the road.
Yeah.
Whether it's 1 point or whether it's 2 points, but we have to take something. We cannot come out of away games with 0 points. Yeah.
No, it's one thing that I actually saw. I'm going to speak about hockey here. Charlie Mulgrew said it about United when they beat St Mirren at the weekend. That's one of 3 cup finals done for them.
Yeah.
Every game for us now is a playoff game. It's a playoff game for us now, especially home games. That's one of our playoff finals to make the playoffs, and it's finished. I don't think we've finished any higher than what was that? What was our highest? So 3rd place when we won the conference, just because obviously the conference puts you into 3rd place.
The conference put you further up. That's right.
So that's the highest we've ever finished, and we've always kind of been about that 8th, 7th spot all the time or lower. So the fact we're sitting at 5th, we'd said that aim for 5th, hopefully 4th, if you could, with a minimum of 6th. Now that we're sitting there, we need to push on and cement it.
Just if we finish there, I would be absolutely ecstatic if we finish there, and it could go either way. But if you're going to take any of the top 4, you're wanting Nottingham. You want
definitely. And to be fair, I think we could take any of them.
Well, so do I.
Belfast's probably the most difficult one, but every other team I think will
onward game, we are more than capable of beating anybody. But we've got to be consistent. If we finish 6th and we get Cardiff, it'll all depend on, because I think the higher seeded team gets to choose when they play the home game type of thing. I think they do.
And they
will not want to come up here midweek.
No.
They might flip it. I wouldn't be surprised if Cardiff flipped it and made us travel.
Is one of them a midweek game?
Might be. I don't know.
Oh no, it'll be a Saturday Sunday. Usually it's a Saturday Sunday weekend, but they usually take the first leg first at home first.
Yeah.
I don't think we've ever been in the playoffs where we've had. No, we have. We did. We had the home leg against Clan first.
Yeah.
And we won it.
Yeah.
That series, but every other one that we've qualified for, we've always had the away leg first with the home leg second.
Cardiff are not travelling well to Dundee this season. That's for sure.
No. But yeah, a lot to play for.
Definitely.
Hopefully 4 points from this weekend. I would say a minimum of 3. But
4. 2, 1 and 1. 2, 1 and 1.
Hopefully.
Yeah. It's going to be tough. Come on, Coventry, we know what they're like now because we've just played them there. We're going to play them again on Friday. Then we'll play them again on Sunday. And in between, we've got Guildford, who we've only played. So the teams that we're playing against, we've been playing them recently. It's not as if we've not played them for absolute weeks. We know what Dicker's team's going to be like. We know how they're going to play. We just need to nullify it. And we have to be disciplined.
Yeah.
Can't afford to be ill-disciplined. We've got to keep our discipline. Especially at some place like Guildford, because they will try and wind up certain individuals.
Oh yeah. And just for saying that, Coventry Friday, Coventry Sunday, we've got Coventry last game of the season as well, so it's a lot of games. And that's the other thing I was going to say about our triple headers. It's not like they're short trips either. We've got the Coventry at home this Friday, then we're away to Guildford and away to Coventry, and then
I'm assuming then we Guildford. Yeah, I'm assuming this weekend
we'll stay overnight.
We'll go down to Guildford. We'll probably come back up so far, stop, and then go the next bit, or even just go right to Coventry, or maybe stay in Guildford after the game. But
and then our next one, the following weekend is away to Cardiff, away to Glasgow, away to Fife. So the shorter journeys on the Saturday, Sunday, but away to Cardiff on the Friday.
Friday night.
With the home game the following Wednesday against Nottingham. And then the Fife double header, and then the last triple header away is the Fife at home, Cardiff away, Coventry away. So
depending on how we got on, depending on how we got on with these triple headers, right? The Nottingham game could be absolutely crucial.
Yeah.
Depending on how they got on whilst we're playing out these 6 games.
Yeah.
It could be that we've made an arse of it and we've come away with absolutely zilch, and they've won games and they're miles ahead of it. Or it could be the opposite way, where we can maybe
catch up
if we beat them. We could be going above them at that point.
Yeah. So listen, I don't qualify for the playoffs, right? As soon as we qualify for the playoffs, I really couldn't care less where we finish. I'm happy to take anyone.
That's
get that X next to the name. That's the main thing right now. And I think we'll do it. The way we're playing, I've got every confidence in the team to do it. But
I'll reserve judgment. I'm going to reserve judgment, and the reason being, we're on the road too much.
Always a pessimist, are you?
Yeah, definitely. Until the end, we're not there. But I looked at the run-ins.
We're not there. I still think we'll do it.
I think we've got the worst run-in of any team in that league.
Yeah, I actually think this is the worst run-in we've ever had, and that includes we're being in 3 different countries in 4 or 5 days at Christmas that year. This is the worst run-in we've ever had.
Listen, the good thing about the next couple of weekends, though, Omar will be able to quote Coach Cameron again. Yeah, we had 3 games in 3 days. So that'll be another thing. So Omar could come at me. I was kicking dogs till they exploded. I got a point against somebody. It was like kissing my sister because it was better than nothing. And he could also now come up. Yeah, but we had 3 games in 3 days.
Yeah, and then 5 and 7, and then 8 and 200.
Yeah.
And he coached over
Finner's,
1,800 games.
Finner's book of excuses has now been passed on to Cameron at Glasgow.
Come on, I think Finner's, you didn't really hear any more excuses. He maybe left it in Glasgow when he left them.
That's maybe what it is.
That's
what I'm thinking, Junior. He's maybe left the book of excuses in Glasgow.
Yeah, possibly. Yeah. But anyway, on to even better news for everyone.
Even better news? Oh, come on, what is it?
Larzo has changed his shifts, and we're going to get a podcast every week again.
Just for the fans, Junior. Just for the fans.
Just for the fans.
Just for the fans.
We're back in your ears, on your screens.
Every week, spouting pish.
Spouting pish. So next week we'll be here, hopefully, with some good results from the triple header. We'll come up with a quiz again because Larzo's dying to catch up, although it'll never bloody happen. No. Larzo's trying to catch up.
I take it you're still in negotiations with a special guest.
I'm in negotiations with a special 2 guests.
Oh, 2 guests. Oh, do tell me when we go offline. Well, no spoiler. But we
special guests and a quiz, hopefully. Yeah, we'll get back on track.
Happy days.
All right. So hopefully next week when we're sitting here, we're closer to 4th. Nottingham have messed up.
Yep.
And we are closer to 4th. So have a good weekend. Cheer on the Stars.
See you on Friday.
4th spot. See you Friday.
See you Friday.